Hey guys, I'm Mad Starcraft, and with me today, as usual, is Third Dilemma, and we are casting our first patch 1.4 game here on Metalopolis. Third Dilemma, I am so excited for what we got going on here.
I am as excited as you are, Mad. How do you feel about 1.4?
Well, if you actually want to get a little self-promotion right now, head over to youtube.com/Mad Starcraft, and I actually made a vlog about what I feel about 1.4, so I am on top of things today.
Oh, I can't say I've watched that. I should probably go watch your vlog, you know? Yeah.
But just overall, I think it's a really, really balanced patch. I think that the game is StarCraft 2 is more balanced than it's ever been.
You know, I would agree with that. Since the beta, they've come a really long way. I mean, especially with the Zerg units. Zerg units have had a lot of adjustments to them, and as much as people want to cry about them, it is becoming more balanced.
I totally agree. I mean, like Infestors were really good, so they did something that made them. In, Fungal still does the exact that you still need pretty much the exact same number of fungals for Protoss units, so the actual damage isn't hurt in ZVP or the damage decrease. But what hurts a little bit is the neural parasite. So that's just a little nerf to the Infestors, and I think it's gonna make them really really balanced.
Uh, I 100% agree because the pros were having a lot of trouble with the infestors, and I think they've done a good job balancing them. 9 range was a lot of range, and now that they moved that down to 7, it makes it so they do have to get in range of the because that's like as long as a thermal lance upgrade. So I think it's a good patch.
Yep. And the game's getting started now. Protoss actually opened pretty standard here. Zerg as well. Just getting pool first, and we have a pylon block for the fast expand. Always annoying, just to delay that Zerg hatchery just a little bit.
Um, yep, that's I don't know why he canceled it though. I mean, I think it would have been more beneficial if he just would have left it up.
Yeah, well, it did delay a little bit, so any sort of delay is good. And the hatchery goes up. So, pretty common just for overall. This is a wide natural, but nevertheless, Zerg is still taking that fast expand. And Protoss playing really, really standard now, getting his second gas, so we are not going to see a 4-gate. And, I don't know, I think I would have liked if he had tried to repel that scouting drone, just so the Zerg might have to deal with a 4-gate, even though it's not coming. But I think that's a little stupid just to allow him to have that piece of information just for free.
Uh, yeah, I honestly think there was not enough information. Well, I guess there is information that you can have in the very beginning. I think a big mistake that a lot of people do though is that they'll send a scout so early to their opponent's base that when they show up, there's actually nothing to see. Like, they'll see like 10 drones like mining or something, and there's nothing really significant about that. I mean, yeah, you're not getting cheese, but if you're getting cheese, you're gonna need every mineral that you can get to work against and fight against the cheese.
Yep. Well, it looks like that we have a roach warren getting thrown down for Thugnificant. So,
Them burritos are delicious.
oh, I want a burrito. Looks so. We have that roach warren going down and 2 gateways being produced by Simplicity. Oh, we actually didn't introduce our players. I totally forgot. Let's do that really quickly.
We also haven't self-promoted, but I actually I did self-promote a little bit. I typed down the
Oh,
anyways, so yeah.
it's in. All right. Sorry, guys, but in the bottom right hand, the bottom corner, we have the red Protoss Simplicity, and his opponent is the turquoise Zerg. He is Thugnificent. These are such excellent names.
Thugnificent and Simplicity, except
We
for
love
the
it.
P and the T. So it's like, oh, the S, the P, and the T. So it's like Sipata Imlicity. I don't know. I like to look for subliminal messages that aren't there.
It flies, whatever. Looks like we are going to be seeing a 3-gate expand. 2 sentries already out, so when these turn into warp gates, which you should be doing, there it goes. We are going to see a 3-gate sentry expand. Pretty common on most maps, and it's generally just an overall effective build. It's been pretty stable for a really long time, and it's just a really solid build for Protoss.
What do you think about not getting the forge? I think that, especially on Metalopolis, getting a forge is almost necessary against a Zerg player.
You see Protoss is a lot where they'll wall off in between their ramp and that pylon down at the natural. So the Zerglings have to run all the way around, and they'll put a cannon there. And that's actually just really smart play. So the Zerglings can't just run straight up in your base. So I would like a forge there and maybe like a pylon to seal that off. But yeah, you're right. The forge, just even for it's just the fact that it's there, he doesn't even need to research anything out of it. But it just adds to that wall right in front of the natural. And then if he does choose to get those upgrades, Zealot +1 is such a good upgrade in the early game. But actually, it's not quite gonna be. It's not gonna be very good in this game because there are no Zealots out right now.
Uh, yep. I don't know what else to say except for yep. There's two
Okay,
zealots. Oh, three
you
zealots
just
right now.
acknowledge
Yeah,
that, right?
yeah, exactly. That's just gonna be the recurring theme for every single game we cast. Is that you're right? What is he doing with his probes? He's like, okay, there we go. Now they finally auto. Okay, just all right. He's got tons of sentries, and you know what? I would almost say he is confident enough to push right now. I think if he pushed, he could do a significant amount of damage.
It's actually interesting. It's kind of been in the metagame where 3-gate sentry is kind of a defensive play, but I have seen players now very recently starting to move toward just doing a little light poking with those early sentries, zealots, and stalkers. So that many forces is really good against an early Zerg army. So I mean, it's always a possibility. Of course, it is a little risky, but you know it can yield great results. Looks like our Protoss player Simplicity is throwing down the Robo Bay, so he's gonna have those higher tech units as well.
Um, you know what? The thing about sentries is that they're high risk and high reward units. And what I mean by
Exactly.
that is you can have a lot of sentries in an army, but if you don't use them correctly and if you don't use their full potential of getting the force fields down correctly, or you spam your force fields way too much because you get nervous and excited during team fights, which is a very big occurrence. That even happens amongst pros still. Is you'll just see them F click, F click, F click, F click for just a nice wall of force fields, but um and OGSMC is almost like I would say he would follow that trend a little bit because his force fields are very erotic and crazy and they just go all over the place. And I mean, yeah, he's OGSMC. He's a brilliant Protoss player, but he if he just took the time to like he wouldn't have to use as much energy. Is what I'm trying to say. But if you don't get good force field, then sentries just melt really really fast.
Yeah, it's kind of a, like you said, a huge risk reward. Actually, going back to the game here, Zerg is getting layered teching up to those layer, and Colossi, the robotics bay is coming up, so we will be seeing Colossi for our Protoss player. And kind of what you said about MC. MC has some of the best force fields in the world when he's on, but when he's a little off, you know, if you just overlay a little bit or use not just a little, like 1 game centimeter to the right or something, that can totally tilt, put your whole army at risk. So it's a very, like you said, very risk and rewarding type of unit.
Yep, I 100% agree. And you know what? I would say that I actually think going Stargate right now would be a good. Or, actually, never mind. He's getting a thermal lance upgrade. And he already has a robotics bay, so never mind. I was gonna say getting Stargate would be a good idea, but that would take probably a good 10 minutes to get a good Stargate fleet up. But what I'm observing is that there is no anti-air in the Zerg army, and he just threw down 6 spine crawlers. Are you aware of that?
Yep, 6 pine crawlers going down. That's a little weird, but you know, whatever. We have the Spire coming up. Maybe he just feels like there's going to be attack, but third is up for Thugnificant, so he's going to be mining out of that third, teching up to Spire, and looks like we have our first Colossi coming out, and a Twilight Council coming out of our Protoss player, so he is probably going to be getting either the Charge or the Blink, so his Protoss army is looking pretty good. He's got the double Forge going for that +1 upgrades, and I kind of seeing this trend at lower level games. I don't think Zergs realize how many drones they need. He is not making drones right now. He's at 59. If you hit that money mark of like anywhere from 75 to 90 drones, you are just in such a great position. If you could just get there, from then on, you never have to make another drone, and your army just comes in huge, endless waves of awesome Zerg. But if you're at right now, he's at 59. That's a really low number, and he really needs to get that up and drone hard. He's got a lot of units. He's got 6 spine crawlers for defense. He can drone as hard as he wants right now, and he's just not choosing to do so. And I think that's a really bad decision.
I think what he's afraid of is spending or getting like too many drones. I don't know. I think 90 is a little bit much because I've seen a lot of pro games thrown away because, like you said, they had like 90 to 100 drones, and that takes up like each drone is one food. And if you have half your food just devoted to drones, your armies are like you're not gonna be able to win battles because a 150 or a 140 food or 140 Protoss food army is gonna win a 140 food Zerg army, and so I don't know. I just feel like 100 drones is too many, or 90 drones is too many. I think he's afraid to put too many drones in his food count.
Issue I see with that is it's a really fine balance. I think like exactly 90 is actually really good. I've seen Liquid Red. He's actually been playing so well right now. Liquid Red is doing absolutely well. And this is kind of the Team Liquid kind of Korean style of Zerg right now. Is if you get that many drones, it doesn't actually matter that your army is really small. Because okay, say you get exactly 90 drones, so that leaves
110.
110, but you have like queens and stuff. So let's just say 100. So you're going up against a Protoss army of say 120. No, maybe 130. Yeah, you're gonna get slaughtered, but you're gonna be able to remake that army really, really quickly. So then you're gonna have another army, and Terran and Protoss don't have that benefit of just having armies create really, really quickly. So that's kind of the benefit of Zerg, and I think that's kind of how the game was kind of made to play, where Zerg just comes in these giant wave after wave. Well, yeah, they're gonna lose that first engagement, maybe that second, but by the time that third engagement comes around, when you're on 90 drones and you have such a thriving economy, that you're going to just overwhelm them. And that's just how I think Zerg was designed. I think that's how it's meant to play. So when you have that many drones, it just allows you to just keep remaxing your army really, really quickly.
You know what? I agree with that statement. Like, you know what? You're always right. I should just. I
You
know. The thing is, though, is that becomes more true the later the game gets. When it's earlier
exactly.
in the game, for example, the very first big battle is going to be the biggest and most decisive battle in pretty much the whole game because it's where